Imagine this. Your biggest enemy isn't your lack of money. It isn't bad luck. It isn't even the people around you. It's something you've carried with you every second of your life. Your own brain. Every time you decide to change your life, whether it's waking up earlier, exercising, starting a business, learning a new skill, or finally chasing your dreams, your brain quietly pushes back. It whispers, maybe tomorrow, just one more day. This is too hard. But here's the surprising part. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect you. The same system that once helped your ancestors survive dangerous environments is the same system that often keeps you stuck today. And once you understand why your brain behaves this way, you'll stop fighting yourself and start working with your brain instead. Stay with me because later in this video, I'll share one simple shift that makes lasting change feel much easier than most people think. Now let me ask you something. How many times have you promised yourself, this is the last time? The last time you'll procrastinate, the last time you'll waste hours scrolling through your phone, the last time you'll skip the gym, the last time you'll give up on a goal that truly matters to you. At first, you're excited. You feel motivated. You imagine how different your life will become. Then a few days pass, and somehow you're back doing exactly what you promised to stop doing. If that sounds familiar, don't blame yourself. Most people think this happens because they aren't disciplined enough, but that's usually not the real reason. The answer is hidden inside your brain. Scientists call it neuroplasticity. It sounds complicated, but the idea is surprisingly simple. Your brain changes according to what you repeat. Imagine walking through a thick forest. The first time is difficult. Bushes block your way, branches scratch your arms. Every step takes effort. But if you walk the same path every single day, something amazing happens. The bushes begin to disappear. The ground becomes easier to walk on. Eventually, there's a clear path where there was once only wilderness. Your brain works exactly the same way. Every repeated thought, every repeated decision, every repeated habit creates a stronger pathway inside your brain. The more often you travel that path, the easier it becomes. But here's where things become really interesting. Scientists have discovered that your brain is never truly finished changing. Even while you're watching this video, billions of tiny connections inside your brain are constantly becoming stronger or weaker. Your brain is always asking one silent question: what should I get better at? It doesn't know whether you're practicing discipline or procrastination. It doesn't know whether you're building confidence or feeding fear. It simply notices what you repeat, then it builds you around it. Think about that for a moment. Every day you're training your brain to become better at something. The real question is, what are you training it to do? Now here's something most people never realize. Your brain doesn't first ask, is this good for me? Instead, it asks, have we done this before? Because your brain loves familiarity. Imagine standing in front of two doors. Behind one door is a room you've entered 1,000 times. You know exactly what's inside. Behind the other door is something completely unknown. Which door feels safer? Most people instinctively choose the familiar one. Your brain makes that same decision every single day. Even if your current habits are making you unhappy, even if they're keeping you broke, even if they're damaging your health or quietly stealing your confidence, your brain still whispers, let's stay here. Not because it wants you to fail, because familiar feels safe. Thousands of years ago, this instinct kept humans alive. Trying something unknown could mean walking into danger. Sticking with what was familiar increased the chances of survival. But today, that same survival system often works against us. It convinces us to stay in jobs we hate, to delay our dreams, to avoid difficult conversations, to keep repeating habits that no longer serve us. Here's something worth thinking about. Many people believe they're afraid of failure, But often, they're actually afraid of change, and those are two very different things. Now you might be wondering, if my brain resists change so much, does that mean I'm stuck this way forever? Not even close. In fact, what happens next is the most exciting part. Think back to when you first learned how to ride a bicycle. At first, nothing felt natural. You struggled to balance, you wobbled from side to side, maybe you even fell a few times. It felt frustrating. But one day, without even realizing it, everything changed. Today, you can probably ride a bicycle without thinking about every movement. Did the bicycle become easier? No, your brain became better. It built a completely new pathway through repetition. Every good habit works exactly the same way. The first workout feels difficult. The first healthy meal feels strange. The first early morning feels uncomfortable. The first day you choose to study instead of scrolling feels almost impossible. Not because you're incapable, but because your brain is still building a brand new path. Imagine pushing a heavy car. The hardest part isn't keeping it moving. The hardest part is getting it moving. Once the car begins rolling, every push becomes easier. Habits work exactly the same way. And here's where almost everyone gives up. They quit during the hardest part without realizing they were only a few more repetitions away from making the habit feel natural. But here's the question: how do we know your brain can actually change? Because scientists have seen it happen. Researchers studied London taxi drivers who spent years memorizing thousands of streets before GPS existed. When scientists scanned their brains, they found that the part responsible for memory had actually grown larger. Their brains didn't change because they were born different. They changed because of repetition. That's the power of neuroplasticity. Your brain is always becoming better at whatever you repeat, whether it's discipline or procrastination. Here's where most people get it wrong. They try to change everything overnight. But real change doesn't happen that way. Imagine two friends. One tries to change everything at once and quits within days. The other starts with one small habit, a 10-minute walk, one page of reading, one healthy meal. Months later, those small habits have become automatic. The difference wasn't motivation, it was consistency. So here's the secret. Don't fight your brain. Work with it. Make good habits easy to start. Leave a book where you'll see it. Prepare your workout clothes the night before. Make distractions harder to reach. Small actions repeated every day become part of who you are. Remember this, your brain grows stronger at whatever you practice. Feed it excuses and it gets better at making excuses. Feed it discipline and it gets better at choosing discipline. Your future isn't built by one big decision. It's built by the small choices you repeat every single day. So start with one small action today and repeat it until your brain says, "This is who we are now." If you enjoyed this video, the next one reveals another hidden way your brain quietly controls your habits, decisions, and success. Watch it now and keep training your brain to work for you instead of against you.